Hell yeah, you're looking well. This is how I made Super London. Let's go. Okay, this is a very nerdy idea I had to take these animations I've been doing on Super 8, which are really, really tiny. But the good thing about them is that there's always an element of surprise. Because they're so small, you can't possibly put detail in. And then when you scan them, they always look really different to what you expect. So you're doing these blobs usually on leader, which is the stuff you put on the start of a Super 8 reel to get it into a projector, or on old Kodachrome that I washed off with a hand sanitizer and scratched, painted, drew on. And when it's scanned, you get results like this, which you can see the detail is it's quite cool. I like it. So I wanted to take that, and I'd already done this video with Gabba Viking called Super Gab, where I had arranged a Super 8 film in strips and sequences manually in Premiere, and I wanted to combine the two ideas, so I did. Yeah. There's Gabba Viking. He met Chaz when he was only a prince. So I gave Jeremy a shout. He was keen. We've done some stuff before. He's a lovely lad. So I went over to London and he was stoked. And it was also King Charles Coronation Street. So it was quite busy and weird, but we did get to skate South Bank on that day, actually, when the whole city was busy, but for some reason South Bank was okay. It was raining. Yeah, we filmed. I went back, I edited, I painted, and then went back again, and it was fucking boiling. So we had Ith Queen, and Steve Noller wears flares. Yeah, we filmed again. Jeremy burned. I'm also pale as fuck, so we spent most of the day hiding from the sun, I'd say. Yeah, so anyway, I took all that, all the new stuff, and I sent it again to Mutascan in Finland. Lovely people there, and they processed the stuff. I scanned it clean, and then I started drawing on it and realized it was harder for exposed, processed film to take paint and markers and stuff like that. So I decided to do most of the animations as overlays, but to do it again a little differently, some of the Super 8 was color negative, and I'd normally get that inverted at the lab, but I've done it before myself and it always comes out really weird. Yeah, it kind of has this washed out kind of, I don't know, faded photograph look. I quite like it, and when you get a normal scan done, it looks like a good exposure, and this looks bad but in a good way. So that was just inverted manually in Premiere. So yeah, the next step, I painted with watercolor, with highlighters, normal pens, anything. I tried loads of different ones, got lots of different results, and I scanned them in and used them as overlays. So before they looked like this, and then they look like that. Yeah, so I did all of that was pretty much done, and then there were some little sequences I wasn't happy with, or I just felt needed a little more, so I drew them by hand because I live in Sweden and the weather's shite in the winter. What else would you be doing with yourself, honestly? Looking at your phone? So I drew these frame by frame, rotoscoping it's called, with the video layer underneath. Then I brought it in, did a little overlay, yodelay hee hoo. So yeah, the next step, maybe the most laborious or tedious, was arranging all of this footage into different sequences, and some of them went different ways at different frame rates, and yeah, essentially it was a pain in the hole, but kind of it's a lot of guesswork. The more you do it, the more you know how a full pattern is going to look, as opposed to a single frame or a single strip, and then you kind of get a bit of flow to it where you can see how things will link up. But because there's so many layers nested upon each other, and some have overlays, so you could end up with 100 layers of videos, it meant my computer started frying to match my brain. But in the end, I got there, and it got made. I guess this would be the part of the video where people ask for the price of a pint or a cup of coffee on their Patreon, but I don't have a Patreon yet. So buy yourself a cup of coffee or a pint, or buy me a reel of film, because I made this myself with no financial support, and maybe I should look for it next time, because film isn't cheap. Alright, hope you learned something. Have a good summer.